Okay, welcome to EitherOr podcast, where we either discuss some more serious news, sometimes world news, sometimes stuff about politics and other things like that, and more. And then on other times, other weekends, alternating weekends, we discuss some more casual, like stuff we're about to do today, which is continuing off last week's 20 facts. I'm Phil.
I'm Paul.
I'm Daryl.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were back after a little short hiatus. We all have things going on our own. We're all on our own little journeys, but we always manage to come together to do this little thing every once in a while. But yeah, so basically this week we're continuing off our previous topic of the 20 facts about ourselves. I know prior to our last recording, we realized like, well, okay, 20 facts for each of us will take a while. So it's like, let's just divide this up into a two-parter. So here is part two. But yeah, Daryl, whenever you want to start, we are ready for.
And before we start, let's just address the elephant in the room. Yes, it's three of us this time. Josh took off. He is doing. Did he actually say what he was going to do?
No, but we decided that he's on a journey to find Tommy Wiseau's birth certificate because Josh enjoys his privacy.
That's not what it is, but because we enjoy his privacy, we won't divulge what it is. But he is essentially not going to be here for the rest of the summer. So, yeah.
Yeah. Best of
nothing bad happened. Like nothing bad happened. He's just not going to be here for the rest of the summer. So,
yeah, it's a long journey. The homie Josh can get through it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Guess I'll just start up the 20 facts about myself. All right. So number one fact about me is that I'm naturally ambidextrous, which means like I can use like both of my hands like really well.
Oh snap!
Like I could write. Like I could write with both of them. Like I could write with both hands. I used to be able to shoot basketball with both of my hands, but I'm more left hand dominant now. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it's rare because a lot of people don't have this ability. So yeah, that's a cool thing about me. Number two is that I grew up as a all-around athlete. I played in almost anything and everything. My mom and dad had me in like everything: basketball, baseball, football, soccer.
even barely a year of tennis.
I had a feeling you was gonna bring that up, man. That was a little cool little side experience.
It was just like I tried it.
Yeah, that's how it turned out.
I mean, at first I kind of sucked, but as the season went on, I kind of got a little bit better. But I'm probably not going to be playing tennis anytime soon anymore. Yeah. So, all right. Number three, love music. I actually used to play the trumpet back when I was in a band back in middle school. Back when I was at Pierce and MIS, which are Maryville public schools. Funny thing, I was actually it was either between the trumpet or the saxophone, and I just ended up picking the trumpet because I felt more comfortable with it. But yeah, it was a fun. Those are fun years for me being in band with friends and all that.
Yeah,
I would have continued, but since we went to Andrean, I went to Andrean, I was like, nah, I don't know about that.
Glad you didn't.
It's like, yeah. Just be.
I would have went to Maryville High School. I probably would have still been in band, to be honest. But yeah, it was cool. It's cool. Number four about me is that I'm really good at dodgeball.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
we know that for sure.
All right, so about that, there was a little event at Andrean, the high school we all went to, where all of the freshmen, seniors, sophomores, juniors, and all that get together, and it was called Armageddon. It would be a lot of events just going on all around the school, basically basketball, football. I don't know, like
Yeah, pretty much just any sporting event. Like, I mean, they had like stuff like smaller games like chess and stuff, but I feel like a lot of the main focus went around the sports.
It was,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it definitely was. Like all the like board games and stuff, like they counted them, but like
But
since
it's like,
barely anyone participated, it was kind of just if you showed up, you probably got points for it. But
yeah.
yeah, points. By the way, this event is basically a field day, and
Mhm,
essentially it was all the classes just going against each other.
mhm.
So it was freshmen versus sophomores versus juniors versus seniors, and you would essentially like compete to get first place. I don't remember if there were any prizes at the end of it. I think it was more just a fun thing.
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
think there was any prizes. It was more of just like a class pride type of thing. Just like, yeah, we won. Type,
Hmm.
yeah.
So about Armageddon. So freshman year, we who I was on the dodgeball team, and we made it all the way to the finals against the seniors. Keep in mind there was a there was a lot of seniors there was a lot of seniors that were like kind of like big and most of them
Oh yeah.
had
Oh
like most
my
of them
god,
on the
dude! I forgot about all the seniors. Our freshman year were big as fuck.
Yeah.
for real they was all right
Grown as hell.
for
And even
real and
when we were seniors, none of us were as big as them. Like that,
No.
it was
yeah
hell.
we was all short. So yeah, I remember this day like vividly, bro. It was the final two was me and Frankie, I think. Frankie Reardon. Frankie got out unfortunately, and I was the only one left. And there were about 6 or 7 grown freaking seniors left on the team. I ended up catching almost everything in sight. There was even one time where I was up against the wall. There was like
Oh,
literally
man.
nowhere for me to go, and I just ended up catching it anyways.
That
It's like, hey, you lasted a little bit though. You were dodging.
I was dodging, I was catching, weaving, doing all of that. I got down
mm,
to about maybe 3 seniors left, but unfortunately, I got out after
mm.
that. But if I would have won,
Oh man, that would have been an epic comeback.
if I would have
What a
won,
hell of a freshman year that would have been. Just yeah, like oh, you would have been like you were already kind of the class hero, but if you had won, you're like
yeah,
class superstar, bro.
Yeah.
oh my god. I think about that every day. I'm like, what if I won?
Mm,
That would have been so crazy, man. But yeah, that was a fun little one of my greatest moments at Andrean.
mm,
Uh, all right, so I think I'm on 5. Number 5 about me is I don't really like to go on roller coasters. Like I got a fear of roller coasters, like especially when I was little.
I did not know that. Were you there for Six Flags
I
when we
was
went
there
he
there?
for
was
Six
there.
Flags.
I don't think he went on any.
Oh, okay.
I think I went on a couple of rides. I remember going on a couple of rides, but
Just
it
no
was
roller coasters.
yeah, it was mostly like I think it was mostly just due to heights and all that.
Hmm.
But
Mhm.
yeah, like but it was like real bad when I was little. Like I would
Um,
not go on a roller coaster, but I've
mhm,
gotten like better now.
mhm.
But yeah, like I'd be like, no, no, I don't want to go.
Mhm. That Six Flags trip ended up getting cut short, and we still had hours left to go.
Oh, for real,
Oh
dog.
my
That $6
goodness.
trip was terrible.
All that fucking rain. And dude, shit. Gosh. There was
Bruh.
we had to the worst part about that was the bus ride home. Because we were all fucking drenched. And we had to sit in that. Oh my god, that was horrible. Because it was like I'm not fucking exaggerating. It was an actual downpour of fucking rain, and we had to go back, fucking drenched. And the bus ride back, it was like an hour or two. It was like a couple hours. So we had to sit there in these wet ass clothes on a bus, tightly compacted, full of hormonal ass
Real.
teenagers. It was terrible. Six Flags was fun, but the ride back was terrible.
Yeah, it sucked.
It was so uncomfortable.
For real. Number 6, I think number 6 fact about myself is that I have 2 younger brothers. One is just finished up his freshman year in high school, and the other one is about to be in 8th grade. Uh, number 7 about me is that I'm a big wrestling fan.
That's one of my facts too. Just a little preview for later.
Yeah, I've been watching wrestling since I was little, and I've been to a couple events, but I've never been to like any like a big one like WrestleMania or anything like that.
I got to take you to an indie show one day, Daryl. Like they're honestly so fun. Like the independent shows. Like
Yeah,
I mean, I've been to a couple that were kind of like meh, but like the shows that I've been to are meh were like with like the people who are like very very like unknown. But it's like there's like a few indie shows that are like pretty big with like some bigger names on the independents that I think you'll really like. So we'll have to get together at some point, make that happen.
yeah. All right, so number 8 is uh is that I'm allergic to grapefruit.
Oh really? I did not know
Yeah.
What? What a random one. That was
that. Yeah.
out of nowhere. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, it has something to do with like the for the medicine that I take, but like other than that, I mean, like I can't have it basically.
Mm.
But I mean, basically, I can't have it, so basically, like allergic is something I just like say
Hmm.
just to just to clear that up.
Mm.
Uh, 9 for me was I think the first video game console I owned was a Game Boy Advance.
Hey, same
Yeah,
here.
yeah, that was me too. Game Boy Advance.
I
I
don't
still have mine too.
I don't even think I even fucking have mine anymore. I just know I used to have it. I think
Mhm,
it broke. I think it broke.
mhm. Yeah, mine's was a hand me down from my cousin Andy. So
Hmm.
Yeah, I think mine was like silver and yeah, I think mine was silver. I remember.
yeah, yeah, mine's is like it's somewhere around here, but I'm not gonna look for it. But like it's like purple. But like the funny thing about mine, like it doesn't have like well, it has like a back cover for the batteries, but like it's broken, so like it's always had like just a piece of tape on the back of it just to keep the batteries in.
Bruh. It has tape. It's being held together by tape. Bruh. That ooh.
I
That's
mean,
not
I mean, it's just the battery pack though, like just to like keep it on. But other than that, it works fine. It still works. I still got it. It's I just don't feel like looking for it right now because we'll be
hmm.
here forever.
Fair enough.
Uh, what number am I on? Like 9 or 10? I forgot.
Yeah, 9.
Yeah.
9. Okay, so 9 about me was that I was actually I mentioned being an all around athlete and like baseball and all that thing is I was actually really good at baseball at one point in time. Like I was an all star actually in this one league I was in for for first baseman. I was a first baseman. Yeah, I started out in the outfield and I was good like there, but like once I got to first base, I was like where I really got better. Like I got better and better each year. I kind of stopped like kind of early because I had like problems with my shoulders, but other than that, I mean, it was a fun little time for me. Yeah, it was one of my second favorite sports at the time because because yeah, I was actually getting better and better at it. Like I think I probably had a chance to play on a team at Andrean. Like I think I would have made the team. Like that's how I think how good I was.
Mhm.
10. I got a birthmark on my left elbow. Like it's like a little.
That was just the most random. I mean, it's still a fact, but I'm just like, I got birthmark on my left.
Honestly, Daryl's less random than Josh's were. So I
Yeah,
mean,
it's like at least we know Daryl's an honest man.
yeah, Josh just coming up with shit.
Yeah.
We still love you,
Yes.
Josh. We still love you.
Okay, so 11 fun fact about me is that I got a cousin who was actually in the NFL for a little bit.
Oh
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I remember that.
What, I forgot what team.
Wasn't it the Tennessee Titans?
Yeah, he got drafted to Tennessee, and the last team he was on was the Rams.
Oh,
But
okay.
he ended up tearing his Achilles in like a preseason game.
Oh man, that's
Yeah, and
rough.
yeah, he hasn't been back in the league since. But I'm still hoping he could get in there.
Leg injuries will
Back
fuck
in
up
there.
your entire sports career.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The family was all there the day he got drafted and all that. It was a really great experience. Just hearing his name getting called out and all that, I was like, it was amazing.
Mm.
Number 12, I think, yeah, 12. About me is that my mom is a judge.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was thrown away when you told me that. I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck did you say? What the fuck?
She was Maryville Town Court judge for a pretty long time until now. She's in the Lake County Superior Court
Oh, okay.
judge. She's a Lake County Superior Court judge now.
Mm. Okay.
Still throws me out.
Yeah. Any of y'all get in trouble? I'm gonna have my mom come help y'all out.
Just be like, hey yo, don't send my homies to jail.
Do some community service. Alibi? The fuck is that? Don't need it.
This is gonna be a funny one. Phil will know what I'm talking about. Well, y'all will know what I'm talking about. So
The one I think it is.
number 13, I got I got one of the most stupidest detentions of all time. And Andrew.
I was hoping that this was gonna be one of them. I was hoping to God. This is oh my fucking goodness.
So here's the story. So we have this little thing where it's basically church. It's called mass, and for mass we have to wear a specific uniform. Like we would wear Oxford. Like I hated the Oxford.
They were so fucking ugly. Oh my god!
For
Like
real.
I feel like our administration was taking drugs when they decided these uniforms. It's
I personally like the Oxfords more than polos, but I just hate polo shirts generally, so that might be why.
So yeah, I basically had everything on that I needed that day. The Oxford, the blue Oxford, the tie, the pants, and the belt, and the shoes that we had to wear. I literally had everything on that day. So we're just chilling. Waiting for mass to start. A man by the name of came over and asked me to fix my my collar, because like my tires on like that was messed up. I was like, oh, okay. So I just ended up trying to fix it up, and for some reason, later on, the button was actually so I saw. I can't even talk about this. It's so stupid, bro.
I'm gonna finish it off for you. Hey, this shit. The fucking man got in trouble over a collar button, bro. It was the most random shit. And oh my god, he forgot to button the one on his collar. And like our principal, we're gonna have to put like redacted over all the names we say, by the way.
yeah. I mean, it's not like it's slander, but I can still do that anyways.
Yeah, but yeah, he fucking forgot. The principal came and told him to button it. He was like trying, came back, and he was still trying, and basically was like, "You're gonna get in trouble. I shouldn't have to tell you this again." And and then the fucking next period, he gets a he gets a detention.
It was the next day, bro. It was the next day. I remember.
It was the next day.
It was the next day.
Got a fucking detention notice because of one button is gone. Bro. Oh Lord.
You all do not understand how upset I was.
No, I don't blame you.
Day. I still remember dying. He was pissed. I had never seen Daryl that pissed off. He was pissed.
I was so mad, man.
He was pissed.
Phil was just over here.
Day.
Phil was out here just laughing his like,
I couldn't stop laughing at his ass the whole fucking day.
Phil still can't stop laughing.
It wasn't enough that he got detention. It was the fact that he was so pissed because of it. He was so fucking angry. Like he didn't let that shit go. He took that into lunch with him. I don't even think he ate because he was that mad. I couldn't. Every time I saw Dale that day, I'd immediately bust out laughing because I was like,
yeah,
I had never heard of a detention over a button. And some people are gonna be like, was he racist? No, he gave a detention over a fucking button.
For the dress code, I'm like, I had everything on that day. I'm like, everything that's required.
Like, I don't even know what was going through his mind in that very moment.
I swear, sometimes the authority was on fuckery, right? Because he got on him for a button, but they never got on your bitch ass for not wearing the uniform pants.
Oh my god!
I remember him being even more angry about that.
Don't get me started on Paul with his pants.
I will say that I got called out twice for it. And then nothing happened.
Man, no. They basically was like, that's not school appropriate, and then didn't do fuck all else. He got detention over a button.
I was like, I still came back the next day wearing the same pants and nothing was said to me. So,
He got detention over a button. And you know what though? Because they did their own dirty. Because there were times I forgot. They just never said shit to me for mass. Hey.
I don't know why. I don't know why me out of everyone else, but it just happened to me.
Yeah, they got deals ass dirty. That's
and just like how I mentioned, the Armageddon dodgeball game was my greatest moments. That was my lowest moment.
Yeah.
That was my worst moment.
Yeah, because you got detention over a button.
That was the worst moment ever.
Yeah, I've never heard of someone getting detention over a fucking shirt button.
In fact, he came back multiple times to see if I did it. I'm like, I'm struggling. I'm like,
it's like, what are you on?
Can I like go in like to like a bathroom or something or fix it or like?
He was on demon time, bro.
He was. Real.
The next morning, bro. Dang.
The next day.
Damn. Oh gosh.
Man.
Oh Lord. That's one of my favorite moments. This is why he hates it. This is one of my favorite. Oh
man. All right, let's move on from this. 13.
So you're on number 14 now?
14?
Yeah.
14.
Oh Jesus. All right, so this was okay, so 14. Well, my one of my favorite Nickelodeon shows of all time is Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That's to give people ooh. If it blows me away when people are like, I don't like that show. I'm like, what? You must not like cartoons then. That's my only like reasoning behind it.
Yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender, GOAT show, bro. We don't talk about the movie.
No, we don't.
That's a whole other topic.
Now I'm trying to bring that shit back to life too. It's been years. It's years later. Like what the fuck,
Bruh. All right, so 15. 15 for me is that most of the people in my family are attorneys or have to deal with like stuff on like the legal side. So basically like all are like attorneys, lawyers, my mom, my dad, uncles.
Well, I should hit up your family if I need a lawyer one day.
Dad's an entertainment lawyer. He works with like different artists and like different clients and all that. Okay. One of the more well-known ones, bro, is G Herbo.
Really? What? What case did he have to work on for that one?
It's basically just like legal contract stuff, like because he's also a lawyer too. So basically, like legal.
Okay, I thought
legal stuff.
Some legal shit.
Yeah, legal shit in the entertainment business.
I was like, what?
Yeah, 16 for me is I actually used to play golf like a lot when I was little. I went to the camps and all that. I was actually not too bad. But I mean that's another thing. Okay, so 16. I'm trying to think. My favorite Basketball team is the Chicago Bulls. I've been to Bulls games ever since I was 4. I'm a huge NBA fan, like in general. That's 17 is another Chicago team. I'm football. My favorite team is the Bears. And I'm gonna start rolling through these. So 18, 17 or 18?
Yeah, 18.
18. All right. 18. This ties in with the music, and this ties in with the music. I also used to make beats at one point in time during high school.
Yeah. You and me both, Daryl.
have my own SoundCloud just for them. Yeah. 19. What else? Spider-Man is one of my favorite Marvel characters and movies of all time, especially the Sam Raimi trilogy with Toby.
Yeah. The movies could be corny, they could be bad, but they're still the best.
Yeah.
And number this is the last one. So 20. My favorite Cartoon Network show is Regular Show.
Okay, solid choice. I respect it. I binge watched Regular Show recently, and good stuff.
Regular Show is probably one of the best Cartoon Network shows. Yeah, Adventure Time is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Adventure Time too, and Steven Universe.
Quality. Righty, we're back. Yeah, Zoom, make your service cost less money. But yes, it is time for the final 20 facts. Except these facts will be about me now. So there you go. I feel like the way I wrote out my fact list, like I feel like some of my facts kind of overlap, but 20 facts is 20 facts,
That's true.
There.
Well, I guess I'll just start getting into this with number 1. I've played the tenor saxophone for about over 10 years now, just about. I've kind of been on a bit of a hiatus on playing the sax since I've gotten to college, just because I've been focusing more on film stuff, but I still have it. It is still within my possession. I know when I was first starting off, like in band, I started in middle school. I originally was going to be an alto sax, but my band teacher was like, "Hey, we don't have any tenor saxes. You want to play tenor?" So I was like, "Sure, it's a saxophone." And then from there, I just never played any other saxophone. But yeah, I played all the way up until high school, basically. For my number 2 fact, I've been a big professional wrestling fan ever since I was a little kid, which kind of leads into fact number 3. Because I thought professional wrestling was real, I joined the wrestling team in middle school. But of course, I didn't get to throw any chairs at people or, just jump off the top rope, because there was no top rope. In amateur wrestling, you just have the mat, and that is all you get.
Get on contact with sweaty dudes.
Yeah, that's basically. Well, I mean, there were a few girls on the wrestling team, and if they were in your weight class, you had to wrestle them. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just how it was. It's like, you guys ever seen Diary of a Wimpy Kid, like the movie? when
Yeah.
when he joins the what's his face, Greg joins the wrestling team. It's kind of like that, except it
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
as bad for me. I was not getting whooped. Well, I was getting whooped, just not by women, but you know, it is what it is. If I will admit, I took hella losses in wrestling. I did. I won like probably like, let's see, I won at least a good like 3 matches just by me, because like you can win just by like forfeit or like whatever. Basically, if there's no one in your weight class and you're there, you show up, you technically win. So for the few times there was no one in my weight class, I won those. But I remember one time specifically, it was at Griffith High School. We were wrestling. Well, like it was the middle school and high school at Griffith. They're like combined, I think, or something. It's just one big ass school. But we were wrestling there one day, and I had a match against someone. I remember vividly during like middle school, just the entire time we'd ever wrestled Griffith, they were like just as bad as us, but I was just like that much better. So I won 2 matches against Griffith people, and those are my proudest moments in terms of wrestling. um, let's see, number 4, it's another pro wrestling thing. I stopped watching pro wrestling for a while, mainly in high school. I think in high school, yeah, in high school I was more focused on basketball, but I started getting back into more of anime and manga, which is basically the same thing as pro wrestling to an extent. But yeah, I stopped watching pro wrestling for a while, but I got back into it in college because at Ball State they have like a pro wrestling club where like we'll watch the pay-per-views like every Sunday or just whatever show is going on, whether it's with WWE or just any other company besides WWE. We'll watch that, and honestly, I prefer everything that's non WWE. Like I got love for the wrestlers that are in WWE, but like everything outside of WWE is just a lot better, which is a whole tangent I can go on to. But number 5, I put my music taste is a strange combination between Eminem and Michael Jackson, because that's just the music I grew up around. You know, I don't know. I feel like there's a fair amount of people who just listen to all sorts of different types of music. I mean, obviously people have their preferences, but that's just what I grew up around. I grew up around rap music and Michael Jackson. I mean, it's kind of hard to avoid the Michael Jackson part since I'm literally right here next to Gary and all
I did. People were
that.
astounded when I didn't know who Michael Jackson was. I'm like, you don't know Michael Jackson? I'm like, no, fuck is that? I was like 10 when I said that too. Like,
What the fuck is that? Oh, I remember what was it? I think it was like right after like Michael Jackson. Like I was young when that happened. Like I was like 9 or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
Michael Jackson passed away in like 2009, so I was like 9 then. I remember they had like some sort of like memorial event at like where like the Rail Cats played. Uh, and like I don't remember exactly what they had going on. I remember my mom like made like this sign that said like Michael Jackson rest for peace or whatever, and she had me hold it, and there was like some memorial video out there. I doubt I'll be able to find it, but basically I don't know, there's like a very, you basically be able to see like a very small, you'll see the sign, you don't see me, but you'll see the sign my mom made that I was holding.
mm, no.
To the house.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember. Yeah, I was like really like around like the time he died. Like everyone was just all into Michael Jackson by then because by God, he was dead. Um, and I remember my mom and I we stopped by the house because they had like all sorts of like little memorial things. I think people were selling T-shirts too and all that. Just all sorts of little things just going on around that time. And then for fact number 6 about me, the first ever concert I went to that I remember, because like my parents, they took me to like a Santana concert when I was like real little, but I don't count that as my first concert because I don't remember. But
Mm,
my first ever concert that I remember going to was for the weekend. during his Beauty Behind the Madness tour. That was like sophomore year of high school, I'm pretty sure. I went with my buddy Alex. Shout out to him. Like, God, I remember that was such an amazing concert. And like, 'cause I mean, like, I had heard of The Weeknd before the concert, but it's like I wasn't really like super super into him like I am now. Because I think then like what was it, like, I remember before, prior to going to the concert, I had seen like his music video for The Hills. I was like, okay, that was dope. I think I had first saw him when like he collabed with Ariana Grande for his song "Love Me Harder." Like, I think that's where I remember I very first got introduced to him. And then like I saw uh, The Hills music video. I'm just like, damn, that's fucking awesome. And then just my buddy Alex sitting, I was like, yo, you want to go to the concert for the weekend? I'm just like, fuck it, why not? I haven't been to a concert before, and God, that it was just such an absurd. Like, it was at the United Center. I remember everyone was getting fucking high and shit. I didn't do any drugs. I promise I didn't. Because I was like, fuck, I don't know. I was like 14, 15, probably around 15, I think. But because it was just my buddy Alex and I were there, and then we are just surrounded by a bunch of strangers drinking and smoking. But God, I can go on a whole tangent about. There's so many tangents I can go off into, but all I gotta say is the Weeknd Beauty Behind the Mask. That was just a beautiful album. But I'm trying to like hold back some of the stuff I want to say because I want to save it for future episodes, so we can like dive deep into that stuff. um, let's see. Fact number 7 about myself: I'm a collector of various video games as well as other physical media. I mean, obviously, we're in an age where we have Netflix and like just all sorts of streaming. Like, there's even been attempts at uh like streaming video games, like cloud gaming, which in theory it should work very well, but right now it's kind of ass. So the best way, in my opinion, to enjoy your video games is go out, buy a disc, or like download it straight from the store. But personally, I prefer getting the disc version of games if I'm able to, just because in my mind at least I feel like that means I physically own it. Like, I have ownership over this. Like, no one can take it away from me. Because I mean, sure, there's nothing wrong with downloading games off of like a Microsoft or a PlayStation Store or like Steam or whatever. But at the end of the day, those companies they basically solely have control over those games to like, just like simplify it, and like they can easily like remove or take off those games whenever they please. And I mean, sure, we have like emulation and stuff for like certain games, but it's like that's mainly more for like older stuff. But that's like slowly kind of it's evolving emulation, which again, another topic I can get into and go on a whole tangent over. But long story short, I enjoy my physical video games, my Blu-ray discs, my DVDs when I'm able to get them. Of course, I try my best to find the best deals, so I I don't think I ever really go out and buy a game or like a DVD like day of when it comes out or when it releases. Like there was times like I think I would like wait like almost like a year or two to just to get like the game down to like a fairly decent price, just because I don't really want to pay $60 for a game. I just don't. I mean, I guess I'm cheap, but I don't know. I mean, I guess I try to find my deals where I can. Fact number 8 about myself: I write poetry from time to time. I started writing that in high school. I don't know. It was just a thing I just sort of got into, and I just kept it going. For the most part, I mean, I've been trying to become more disciplined with it, just to like write more often, just so I can keep a consistent flow, just to have something out there. But that it takes a lot of self motivation, which it can be tough at times, especially if you're doing other things like I'm working, I got school, that sort of thing. So it's all about finding that balance and I don't know. I just try my best to be creative, and hopefully one day I can make a career out of all the things I write, but it all takes time. Number 9 is another writing fact. I like to attempt to write books or just some sort of novel. I like all of that is just a very long work in progress. Obviously, it will not happen overnight, but you know, it, I guess my, I want to try to write a story that's unique, something that, well, I mean, obviously, you're going to take inspiration from other things, whether it's through life or just through the other things like you watch through media. But I don't know. I want to try to write something that you just haven't really seen before. It's like that. See, that's one of the things I like about writing is like you don't necessarily have to know everything, but you need to have like an approximate knowledge of like certain things, you know? But I feel like it gives you an opportunity to learn about what goes on in the world around you and like just get various experiences. That's why I feel like sure you can just write off just like a basic idea, create a whole new world, but I feel like it's very helpful to go out there and just experience the world and gain that firsthand experience of whatever you're trying to write about. Um, and number 10, we were getting into traveling facts about me. So the one place I have traveled to outside of the country is Canada. Uh,
Asshole.
yeah.
You live in Canada? Oh, fuck you. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, Canada is Phil's dreamland. He wants to go to Canada.
I don't know. Let's fucking go. I want to maintain permanent residence in Canada.
Phil's trying to get out of here. But yeah, I was young when I went to Canada, so it's like we were the area we were at. It wasn't really like any like city part of Canada. It was more of like the wooded area. Like we were like right by like Lake Superior, I think it was. It was like a little motel area. I don't know. It was just a neat little experience to go out of the country. Visit. I mean, granted, I don't have a passport now. At the time, I didn't really need one. I just needed like a state ID just to get out of the country because I was a minor when I went. So I was obviously under my parents' supervision. So I think I just needed just an ID saying like, "Hey, I'm from the United States," and I had that ID for like years until I got like my driving permit and of course my regular license and all that. Number 11, which I guess we can technically consider it a fact. I don't. It's more of like a dream, which hasn't become a fact yet, but it's I guess it's more of just like a fact of stuff that I want to do. Which, in terms of other countries I want to visit, I definitely want to visit Mexico someday because I am Mexican. I'm a Latino, so that's just a place I'd love to visit one day. I mean, I feel like with I guess it comes with anywhere you have to take with the good. There's going to be good stuff in every country and every place you go to, and there's obviously going to be bad stuff. So I don't know. You, in my mind, I feel like you can't. Like, there's going to be bad things wherever you go. I mean, obviously, be careful, be safe. Know where you're going, but don't necessarily live in fear because then that's just going to keep you locked up, and you won't get experience. You won't be able to experience things. But we all have to go at our own pace. And then the other country I love to go to is Japan because I mean I don't know anyone who wouldn't want to go to Japan, especially if you watch anime and stuff. I mean, obviously, you'll only learn so much from Japan watching anime. I mean, you got to go out there experience the shit for yourself, bro. You just got to. I mean,
Yeah, I'm
obviously,
going to Tokyo.
I mean, of course, like everyone would love to travel the world, but we only have a finite amount of time. But if if I only have the opportunity to travel to two places, those are the two main places I want to travel to is Japan and Mexico. Especially, I can get into the professional wrestling stuff again, but they got some great stuff going on down there in Japan and Mexico too. Uh, number 12 in terms of states I've visited to, I've been to Illinois. I feel like if you live in Indiana, you're going to go to Illinois at some point, just because Chicago. You're just bound to go there. Um, I've been to Michigan. What was a place called? It was called Mackinac Island. I don't remember a whole lot about it. My mom could probably tell you guys more about it, but I don't know. I think it's. I don't know. I just remember there being horses and carriages there. It was just a neat little island. We drove past it on our way to Canada. Uh, I've been to Wisconsin once with my dad and my grandmother. We went to Wisconsin Dells. Um, yeah, I don't. I remember going on a few rides there. I think their main thing was just like their indoor water park thing. I don't remember a whole lot about Wisconsin Dells because I haven't been there in so long.
Oh, the water park?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the water park's cool.
Yeah, that was basically the only time I've been to Wisconsin. Let's see. I've been to Ohio. Uh, I mainly went there for a wrestling show that was out there that was nearby. Because yeah, I don't know that I try to find all sorts of little independent shows, and I was in Muncie for school, and then a friend I wrote to a friend was like, "Hey, there's this show out in Ohio. You want to go out there to check it out?" They were like, "Sure." And so we went there. I saw a few old names that I'm familiar with on the independent scene, but it was a pretty good show. Um, let's see. I've also been to places like Missouri. Missouri's all right. I took a bus down there with some friends, and we went to the St. Louis Zoo. The zoo down there is actually free, and your boy always likes free. I don't know anyone who would want to deny free. Um, I've also been to Tennessee with my girlfriend Madison, but I have family who lives down there too, so I visit them from time to time. Uh, I've also been to Texas, particularly Galveston, Texas, which is like a little island that's like right off the coast of Texas. I don't know. It's a pretty neat spot. It's all right. I don't know. I haven't really been to Texas any other times. And then the last state I've been to is Nevada because my godmother lives out there. She lives out in Las Vegas, so we'll visit every once in a while. And Vegas is very nice. And now since I'm 21, whenever I go out there next, it will be a very great time. Fact number 13 about myself. Uh, I I joined theater my junior year of high school, like, and which leads into fact number 14 about me. I've been in two plays and two musicals, obviously, because I joined theater. Uh, the plays I've been in were "It's a Wonderful Life" and "Death of a Salesman," and then the musicals I've been in were Shrek the Musical and Mary Poppins. So I say my favorite uh, play I've been in was definitely Death of a Salesman. I love Death of a Salesman so much. It was a great show. Like at least like in terms of just like cast and crew and all that. I really wish we would have been able to make it to nationals and all that. But hey, it is what it is. We made it to state. I don't remember where we placed or whatever. I just remember. I remember one of the shows. I don't even remember the school or whatever. I just remember the show being really good for them. I'm just like, fuck, they were so good. But it is what it is. But let's see. Fact number 15 about myself. I used to do film for my high school basketball team. Daryl knows I was there for everything. I
Yeah.
witnessed everything our basketball team has done for the entirety of high school. I witnessed our highest moments and our lowest moments. I don't know if we want to get into the one thing that happened at that one basketball game.
Oh God.
If y'all remember what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, man. Oh my God, that was so
Uh,
terrible, man.
Oh my God.
I just remember that game. I was like, oh my God, we're gonna get in so much trouble for that.
It was all over the freaking news, bro. ABC, well,
We made it out to the
anywhere.
UK.
Wait, oh my.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, we made it out to the UK. We made it out to UK news
I think it was
because
on BuzzFeed too.
the bullshit our upperclassmen decided to pull. But
Bro.
what can you do? God, that was that was so wild. I
You should
remember a
know.
couple.
I'm sorry.
It's like we didn't mean to do you like that. Please forgive us. I mean,
Mm.
I like to think uh, the good Christians we like to forgive. I feel like there's no. I'm not going to get into the whole religious thing. I'm not. That's a whole. Oh God, I don't want to get into that. But just I want to emphasize forgiveness. Okay, forgiveness. Please forgive
Bishop
us.
Nolan definitely hates us after that shit.
Oh my goodness.
It was a friendly rivalry. They actually hate us because of that.
I don't blame. I don't blame. You know,
I
that
don't even. That's unfortunate, but they actively hate Andre
yeah,
now.
that was yeah. If
Bro,
God,
both student sections was going crazy that day. We just took it
no,
and we
we
heard
were
it.
definitely wilding, but our school, we definitely kind of we pushed it a little. We definitely went over some boundaries there. I feel like.
Bro, I wasn't even there. When I heard that shit, I'm like, what the
Uh,
fuck?
I, I remember some people coming up asking me, "It's like, did the news use your footage?" I'm just like, no, that shit's on Huddle, unless because so just to give a brief
They,
summary.
they,
So
they asked you that because they
yeah,
didn't want to be on camera getting caught.
probably.
They asked you
I don't
that
know.
because
I
they
don't.
knew they were on
Well,
camera. They got caught and they wanted a scapegoat. So they wanted to use you as a scapegoat.
well, I'll say that the people who did come up to me, they weren't like people in our student section. They were just people. They were more just people who had like heard of it. They were just curious because I had brought up with them. I was like, yeah, I did film for Andrean basketball. But I was like, no, I mean, unless the news like took footage straight from Huddle, which is like the app, like most of the basketball teams, at least for high school that I know of, use to like share footage between each other. Uh, unless news outlets went through that app and like use footage from that, I don't really know. I have no control over that. All I did was press record, baby. That's all I did. That is all I did. Maybe sprinkled in a few comments here and there, a little
That
trash talk, but
that
you know,
is one of the biggest reasons why that is like that was one of the biggest reasons why I hated Andrea. Because nothing ever happened after that. They had a whole day dedicated to saying this is wrong, and then fuck all happened.
yeah. I know. I don't remember if that was if this was the same assembly or if we had a separate assembly for this of like certain things written in the men's bathroom or I guess the boys' bathroom.
Oh
If
yeah, I
y'all
remember this
remember
too.
that,
It was like
Now it's like,
swastikas and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that on the
I
thing.
don't remember if we had a separate assembly for that or if that was just bundled into one assembly.
I just remember
that
me and
was in the
Nathan just
same
being
one.
pissed
But yeah,
that
people were
that
not happy.
happened.
In fairness, I do think some of that was there for years.
Mhm.
I think probably most of it was there for years, but they probably
Probably,
made some shit there that was recent.
but we've reached a time where we are trying to hold people more accountable and all that, and just call people out for their bullshit because some people let shit slide, and we're just like, hey, we can't let shit slide anymore.
Yeah,
But I don't know. That's a whole. There's so many things that we can bring up that we can deep dive into, but for the sake of time, we must save them for separate episodes. Um, let's see, number 16. This is going into more of my basketball managing career if you want to call it that. I don't know. I eventually got to the point where I was able to be a manager for Ball State basketball, which was a good time. It was definitely a whole new experience. I was for sure expecting a whole lot more responsibility than what I was doing for Andrean basketball because yeah, definitely Ball State college manager for basketball, whole nother world. Because it's one thing if you're solely focused on film, but it's another thing when you have to be a part of like the practice aspect of things. It's basically you got to rebound for all the players. I know at least for Ball State, what we would do is they'd have the guys like shoot free throws during practice, and us managers we'd have to keep track of those free throws. And then there was like another manager who would like write down all of like the free throws for each player, and we would have to we have to keep track of how many they missed, how many they made, and like usually it would be like two players to one manager. And for me, that got extremely overwhelming because I am not a math guy. And I'm just like, oh God, it got to the point where it's like, I just started writing the shit down. I didn't care if I got made fun of. I mean, no one made fun of me for it. No one did. Like all the players and all the other managers, they were cool. They're just like, hey, do what you got to do. But I'm just like, fuck, I could not just, I had, granted, this was during my freshman year. So like college was already new to me. So I had a million other things on my mind while also managing. So I don't know. There was just a lot on my mind. I can't keep track of all those numbers. The numbers, Mason. What are the numbers? That was basically me the entire time of managing when I was managing with Ball State basketball, which at the end of the day, it was a good experience. I mean, I got to travel with them to various places. I even got to fly on a plane with them, so that was pretty neat. Um, but yeah, overall, nothing. I have nothing against Ball State basketball. It's just for me personally, just so much. There's just so many little things you don't know about that go into it that you won't realize until like you're actually like thrown into it. I don't know.
Can we also just acknowledge? Can we just acknowledge the fact that freshman year of college is so much more daunting than freshman year of high school, but the entirety of college is so much easier than the entirety of high school.
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
It's just like it's that first year, it's the first time you're actually away from home. Most of the time, some people do freshman year at home, but most of the time you're away from home. You got your own dorm. That means you also got to take care of all your own shit too.
Yeah.
But then once you get into the swing of it, it's so much easier.
Yeah, I feel like high school professors like they'll like stereotype you like college professors aren't going to put this BS. Be like college professors are so chill. At least from the ones I've interacted with. I mean, you'll get a few strict ones here and there. Don't get me wrong, but most of the professors I've interacted with, they are very chill. They're very reasonable. They will work with you
They don't
if you
want you
have
to fail.
problems.
I think the disconnect between like like higher education and like stuff like middle school, elementary, high school is that the college professors genuinely they they have degrees to teach at the college level, which means obviously they actually really care about teaching people. They don't want you to fucking fail.
Yeah.
They want you to actually succeed.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was side tangent. Man.
That's all good. And it's a fair point to bring up. I mean, we have a whole list of topics just little insight notes. We have a whole list of topics that we go through and we'll jot stuff down. But again, whole nother tangent. I feel like with a lot of the things I'll bring up, there's just stuff I can easily go into a tangent to. But let me keep trucking through because Zoom isn't Zoom is free, but it also isn't free.
Zoom is a hoe. All right.
Yes, and that's a fact. number, number 17.
Real talk.
Number 17. So I originally wanted to go to music school, as many of my friends know. I was very much into music, but I mean, in high school, it's like I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and music was a very big passion of mine. So I'm just like, let me see if I can go to school for it and make something out of it. And at least the way I was part of like this program here in Indiana called 21st Century Scholars, which basically helps pay for tuition at college and stuff. Um, and so basically, long story short, if I wanted to receive that financial aid, I would have to stay in Indiana, which clearly I did. Um, so basically, the two main music schools I looked into was Indiana State University and Ball State University. And both music programs rejected me. And the sole reason why I stuck with Ball State was because, well, one, they had a better film program, and two, I kind of just felt Muncie was just like that much more interesting than Terre Haute. So I feel like that's kind of how it goes. Whether if most people who go to Indiana State would be like, yeah, Muncie's boring, but most people who go to Ball State would be like, yeah, Terre Haute's boring. But that's just how it is. But it is what it is. I don't know. Like at least for the time, at least this was more like in freshman sophomore year of college. Like I did try to like I do try to like dabble with music on the side. I still try to, but I've kind of been solely focused on writing and film and that sort of thing. But I would try to like make music just to just make something, just to do something creative. But you know, at the end of the day, it's, you have to make time for everything. Uh, let's see. Number 18, going back to high school. I used to not care what people think, and I would just straight up just read manga just during classes. Well, not like during classes, but like if we had free time during class, I'd have like a book of manga with me because I was just really getting back into like anime and manga and that sort of thing. And I don't know, I would just use manga for cheap, and I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just read it. And I don't know, picture books are nice, and I just didn't care what people thought. I'm just like, you know, if someone's gonna make fun of me, so what? I don't really care. It's like if they're gonna do it, they probably won't say anything to my face most of the time. I don't know. I feel like at least at our high school, I feel like the majority of people were more focused on their self image rather than everyone else's image. So they're more focused on keeping, I guess, uh, what do I want to call this? I guess uh, a lot of people were more focused on just like on how good they look around other
The
people.
safe face.
Yeah, that sort of thing. So
Allows people peaked early.
and plus, I mean, either way, I feel like even to this day, I feel like I'm the CEO of minding my own business. So I don't really go out of my way to like necessarily bother anybody, at least like intentionally. I don't know. I feel like there's only so much I can do to bother someone if I'm just sitting and paying attention, or just doing literally no social interaction. But you know, hey, people just don't like certain things, I guess. But what can you do? Uh, fact number 19 about myself. Uh, I basically played a PlayStation 2 all the way up until high school when I finally got an Xbox 360. And that was like, yeah, basically a year before the Xbox One came out is when I finally got an Xbox 360. So,
Fuck. Well,
so I mean, hey, you know, I mean, obviously, what can I do? I wasn't really making any money to go out and buy a 360 when it came out, but you know, I just remember in middle school, people were talking about, oh, 360, it's so awesome, Halo's great, and I'm just like, I can't play any of that, but hey, I got Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the PlayStation 2, and I got SmackDown versus Raw 2010. Those are both very fire games on the PlayStation 2. And like I didn't even have like the fat place. I got the super slim one. Like that's like that meant Sony managed to cram the big PlayStation 2 and like just slim it down to like this thin DVD player like thing. Like I don't know how they did it, but they managed to make that big old thing into like this thing, like to like the size of a DVD player.
I'll slam that shit on your knee and it'll break.
And then last but not least, fact number 20. Uh, I guess it's kind of I don't know. I don't know. I consider this to be a fact, but I consider myself to be a constant work in progress with a library of unfinished ideas. Because I don't know. I just feel like I start one thing and then it's like, oh, another thing pops into my mind. I got to start working on this thing now. And then like I kind of forget about the other thing, but I remember it exists. And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm just like, eventually I'll go back to it, but I just haven't gotten back to it. I don't know. I feel like all sorts of little ideas pop into my mind. And then like I either act on them or I just forget about them sometimes. So I don't know. I'm trying to get into the habit of writing down ideas just so that hopefully I will build off of them and maybe turn it into something great so that other people can appreciate, or who knows, maybe someday someone will hack my laptop or my phone and then just release all of my ideas out into the world. Who knows? But yeah, those are my 20 facts. And we finally got through all of our facts. It took us 2 episodes to do it, but we finally did it.
There's 80 facts in total. And
Yes.
20 per person.
Yes.
Leave.
But yeah,
Yeah.
obviously we pre-record everything, but I think the way going forward, we're gonna try to upload more on Fridays, just because that just makes a little more sense. Give us a little more time to work and all that sort of thing. And I don't know. Fridays, I feel like just work out better, just in general, in terms of uploading things.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Fun fact, I found out the oldest of my like three littles. When I say littles, if you ever hear me say littles, there's I have three little half sisters.
Hmm.
But the oldest, she's real into anime and manga too. So
Hmm.
I found that out
Cool.
this last week. So she's 15 going on 16 now. So
Hmm.
where'd the time go, right? Uh,
Yeah, like
yeah. So
it's like let's not start talking like we're old men now, Phil.
For
we
real.
haven't we haven't reached that point yet.
We only